Hello, everybody.
Hi.
I'm I'm James Hearn, aka Logic Hole, and a lot of you know me because I've been operating the broadcast production for IndiE3. And most of you don't know, but this is our good friend Ted Lee, who has been one of the masterminds.
No,
Well,
no.
one of one of the key people
I've
in
been a mind.
in one of the key people in helping this event to happen.
Mm.
So these are going to be our closing notes for IndiE3 2014. We appreciate you being here to listen to them for a bit. We're going to share a few stories as we go. It's been a wild ride. Today is the second week anniversary of the inception of the idea of this virtual conference. So, let's see, where do we want to start?
Um, the beginning is always good.
The beginning's good.
Right. So I wasn't actually here until maybe halfway through. So you might be better in talking about that.
I,
I've just
I
heard like tales
Yeah,
and legends.
I came in even a few days late, but on Thursday 2 weeks ago, TJ Tron Maximum said, "You know what'd be cool? What's cooler than talking about E3? Everybody talking about the cool stuff they're working on." And from there, this convention was born. And the response to that was both immediate and dramatic, and we have all been shocked as we've tried to ride this crazy wave and bring this convention to everybody out there over the internet.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a pessimist, like a really big one when it comes to games. It's just I don't know why. Uh, I just have had really good experiences with games and really bad experiences with games and the people who play them, I guess. Most of you are like really lovely, just like a couple few people, right? And so I have like the heart that is like a burned out star, like it's that cold, and it has no capability for optimism anymore. But when I heard about IndiE3, I was like, oh, that's nice. It's a really cool idea, but we're probably not gonna go anywhere. But when James was telling me and Solon was telling me about how huge it got and how much it exploded, I was like, oh, maybe I can hope for something, right? So that was actually what got me in here was because I just really wanted to see this succeed. It was like the first thing I had been excited about in a really long time when it came to games and video games and things like that. So just really wanted to see this happen, see it be successful.
Yeah. So some rough statistics over the course of this virtual convention, we've showed off 196 games, almost 200 on 3 days' notice. 196 games. I believe that there was only one game that got submitted after the final deadline, which was literally after we started the final indie showcase. And I think we've got something coming up for that game as well. But we were able to show them all off at no cost to the exhibitor in whatever form of completion was available, whether it was your dev blog, your concept art, your music, your trailer for your upcoming game, your trailer for your release game. We showed them all.
Yeah,
All of them.
and
All
every single one.
every single one.
And I think 30 something of them were made during the Indie 3 Game Jam. So
Yeah, 19 of them were during
19,
the
right.
jam, created
Yes.
during the week of
Yeah.
IndiE3.
So literally they did not exist until they were made and then we showed them, which I thought was a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Really sweet. So,
Fantastic.
yeah.
So we showed off the games.
Mhm.
That's pretty incredible. We were able to give each of them some individual love and care, which I'm very proud of.
We also had a lot of fantastic panels, like just mind-blowing. Like
So tell us a little bit about your background, Ted, as
right,
far as that
so
goes.
yeah, I actually graduated during Indie 3. So like literally there was a point where I was in front of my parents' house. We were having dinner before my commencement ceremony and I had to get this thing off for Indie 3 and my parents have like terrible like 4G connection and so I'm like running around in the street in front of their house with my phone like trying to find a signal, sending off a document. But yeah, I come from a very like I'm a huge nerd, I guess. I double majored in anthropology and the comparative history of ideas, for those of you who know what those are. Um, very nerdy things. And so it was really neat for me to see panels that were talking about really important issues, like really important issues. I think it was the What Not to Do with Native Americans in Video Games panel where I was listening to it and writing stuff down and sending it out and thinking like this panel alone just makes it worth it because I never heard of these issues before. I mean, I've heard of Native Americans obviously and like the problems that they go through, but I never knew that it was so bad in video games, really. I mean, it was shocking and surprising even for like a pessimist like me. Like I was like, "Whoa, this is not cool. Why is this happening? This needs to be talked about." And it was talked about at IndiE3. I think it was really neat for us to give them that platform where they can talk about it. I mean, because I don't think it is being talked about. I haven't heard about it, and I've done a lot of stuff on
Both
it.
of our
So
panelists on that one
yeah,
specifically said that nobody else had been
Mhm.
willing to give them a platform to speak.
yeah,
And I was incredibly touched that we could do that, that we could make that happen.
yeah. It was just I think that was the moment where, because I came over that day afterwards, and James and I looked at each other and we were like, this day, because that day just had so many fantastic panels.
That was Thursday, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
Thursday.
No, wait, it was.
No,
Yeah,
that
no,
was Thursday.
it's Thursday. Yeah, and so we looked at each other and we're just like, this is it. Like this is what, like it was worth it just for this day of panels. Like, you know, because we were able to give a platform for people to talk about these things, and you guys have been so fantastic, right? Like, I mean, the chats themselves are just like, you guys are,
Our chat has been
yeah,
phenomenal. You guys are awesome. Our moderators are
Mhm.
awesome. Our just participants are awesome.
Mhm.
There has been an incredible wealth of positive community and intelligent discussion and lively debate in our chat and among our viewers and our moderators. And it has been, speaking as a guy who's been on the internet for 20 years and has participated in his share of flame wars and arguments and feudal discussions and has started just giving up on online discussion in general. Thank you,
Mhm.
individually, every one of you.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, Something Awful. I think that like the people
Yeah.
from Something Awful forums came over.
Yep,
And
they
we're
came
like,
out for some of our panels.
yes, and they were very well behaved.
Yeah,
Very,
they were very well
yeah,
behaved, and I was worried because Something Awful has a bit of a reputation
right,
for being a source of trolling and flame wars and all of those kinds of things which we wanted to avoid with this event.
right.
And I love a good trolls from time to time. I admit, and I love a good flame war. Debate for the sake of debate, but this was
Mhm.
not the place for it.
Mm-mm.
And that community came here and saw that we had guidelines and saw that we were actively encouraging a very positive, flame war free, trolling free environment, and they respected that
Mhm.
and were absolutely fantastic people.
Yeah,
And so thank you, Something Awful, for being awesome.
yeah.
Something awesome.
It was a good job, guys. And hopefully they don't like feel like they have to like now they have to like live up to their reputation and they're gonna come after us. But
I mean, there are places
right.
where they can do that, and
Yeah.
I am totally fine with having a space for that kind of boisterous
Mm.
discussion.
Oh yeah.
But I'm also glad that we have this space here where we can talk about sensitive topics
Mhm.
and have people who have been hurt, who have been wounded, come up and say their piece and know that we, the organizers, have their back and that we, the community, have
Mhm.
their back as well.
Mhm.
And so that only comes through the community effort of everybody here.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And also thank you to the mods. Wow, you guys are fantastic. I don't know how to explain it. Like, they came in and they organized themselves and they were just great at their job. Very professional. Um, yeah, it was really cool to see. Actually, it was really cool to just see the community interact in that way. I think at one point we had a panel about game sounds, like sounds in games, and it was almost like a free for all from what I heard. I missed it, but from what I heard, it was like anyone could just jump in and talk about it, and there was a really good discussion. I mean, it was completely unplanned, which makes me like cringe when I hear
Yeah,
something about
I was
something
on that
unplanned.
one.
Right.
We literally
Yeah.
we had an hour block to fill, and I think it was Winters in the chat said, "Hey, I would love to talk about audio," and I was like, "Audio? I can talk about audio." And before we knew it,
Mm-hmm.
inside of 90 minutes, we went from nothing in that block to a really interesting, rollicking discussion about audio in games and
Yeah.
game design and streaming and broadcast, and not just like the technical nitty gritty of here's hardware, but like here are the principles behind what you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Here are how it can play into your game design. Here is how you can use these tools to make everything you're doing more effective.
Mm.
And we organized that in under 90 minutes. The
Yeah.
panel lasted longer than the organization.
Yeah. I mean, this whole, okay, so we have to definitely talk about the organization. So like, this idea started, like, with 3 days before Monday was when they wanted to start. And James had just finished another event.
Yeah, my monthly.
Like, he was already sleep deprived by the time it started.
Yeah,
This
I got
guy,
about
by
3
the
hours
way.
of sleep in the days leading up to the beginning of this event,
Right.
let alone once the event started.
Yeah. So when it started, I mean, to be totally honest, when I came in, I was like freaking out because I was like, this is like a textbook example of how not to organize anything. Like, I mean, it was just a like craziness. And there was a lot of like IndiE3 was started, I think, by very passionate people who were very passionate about games, about the potential for games, and also about the community. But there was not a whole lot of organization involved. I mean, it's hard, even if there was a lot of organization involved. I mean, we're talking about an event that lasted a week that took like 3 days to plan for. And we were running things like 10, 12 hours a day, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
It was a lot of stuff. And it was, we had to build it from the ground up when it began, and then had to like rebuild it continually throughout the week. It was a work in progress for sure. I think somebody said that IndiE3 is more like a concept piece than a finished product, which I'm okay with because as a concept piece, I think it did really well. We got a lot accomplished, and it was kind of chaotic through the whole process, but I'm really glad that we did it. I mean, I don't regret doing it for sure. No way.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
been
just want to butt in and say that what we did with IndiE3 was creating a new media that had never been done at a scale that had never been done before. And so, yeah, I'm so proud and impressed to be a part of something that can hopefully inspire others to also do very similar things
Yeah.
and take these kinds of big swings and big risks and create something new.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I do feel
Yeah.
like we've created something new here. This virtual conference,
mhm.
open to all. I feel like we just did an end run around the establishment, so to speak.
Yeah.
We just said, have fun over there. We're going
Right.
to go do this cool stuff here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it turned out
Yeah.
that there weren't any gatekeepers to stop us,
Mm-mm.
which is very eye-opening to me.
You know, the magic of the internet.
Yeah, the magic of the
I
internet.
don't like being all techno utopian, but I mean, it was cool. I was very surprised, to be honest. I was surprised at the way that everybody was just throwing stuff at us to put up there, the way that we had some really fantastic discussions. We had some fantastic interviews. We had an impromptu dance party one night, which was amazing as well, right? I can't remember his name, but I think it starts with a J. Joshua, I want to say.
I'm sorry, I'll have to.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
have to
drawing
look
a
it
blank,
up.
I'm sorry.
But it was amazing. Like, I mean, just so many cool things that had happened. And I think also James here deserves a lot of credit because when we went live, I showed it to my brother-in-law actually, the very first hour, I think. And he was very surprised because he's like, "What studio are they at? Like, where are they doing this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's actually in James' living room. It's you can't see it, but there's like a couch behind the camera and some posters, and it's like there's to the sides there are like bookcases with like DVDs and things. Like, this is some guy's living room, and there were like 4 people at the moment just doing everything. So like it was a very small operation, and we were all going a little insane. A lot of late nights, a lot
A lot of early
a
mornings
lot of
too.
early mornings. Just a lot of work involved. But
On behalf of a lot of
yeah.
people, both here
Mhm.
in Seattle and also around the world,
Yes.
I can
Yeah.
say that we had some incredible support from people, from all of the folks in the organizational chat,
Mhm.
trying to keep everything running, even
Yeah.
as things kept threatening to fall apart.
Right.
There were so many critical moments where any one person could have said, "I'm sorry, I can't help you," and everything would have just been done. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
just over. I can think of at least 5 or 6 individual people and individual moments
Mhm.
who kept this event from running aground.
Right.
And we
yeah.
owe them everything.
Yeah, we do. And we're planning on doing a write up right now. I just finished my senior thesis and I did my acknowledgments, right? You're supposed to thank everyone, and I'm terrible at thanking, like, terrible at remembering to thank everyone at once. So we are doing like an acknowledgments page. We want to thank everybody by name and by person, like in person, and, well, not in person, but by each individual, so that everybody knows who contributed to this to make this a really fun event, because there were a lot of people involved. I love the international feel of it. I mean, at one point we had a musician who was Russian living in Brazil, and then she kind of jumped in the chat rooms and was there the whole time for the rest of the
I believe
IndiE3.
she's here.
Oh, she's here right
Hi,
now.
Svetlana.
Svetlana is
Hi.
still here.
We like your music.
Love
we
ya.
loved your presentation, and that was cool too, because she wasn't just presenting her music, which was also great, but also she was kind of teaching us how to write a song, right? And we didn't ask her to do that; she just did that, and we just had a lot of
Like
interesting
the
people.
the
Yeah.
entire convention was full of that. We said,
Yeah.
"Hey, show us something. Show us what you're about. Show us
Mhm.
something cool." And people just came through, and every time exceeded any possible expectations.
Svetlana in Hitbox chat wants to say she's not Russian.
Oh.
She's just Brazilian.
Just Brazilian.
And she loves you guys too.
Okay.
Okay,
Now I feel
well,
like a jerk. All right,
Still,
but still. Okay.
still, yeah,
All right.
cool. Nonetheless,
We represented a lot
Alright.
of games from all over the world.
Yes, we
and
did.
that was awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
Regardless,
Sorry if we get anything mixed up. By the way, our brains are scrambled.
are very scrambled.
Still,
Very.
so,
I feel like I'm waking up from a dream.
yeah.
like, Literally, the last 2 weeks have been
Yeah.
an incredible carnival ride.
So we should definitely talk about the future.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit more about
Okay, go
kind
ahead.
of
Don't want to rush this.
everybody who has contributed. So
Okay,
our
yeah.
moderators we've spoken to,
Yes.
our chat participants,
Yeah.
our developers
Mhm.
have all been long
Yes.
suffering in terms of having patience with us as we got our organization together.
Yeah, we're really sorry about that.
Yeah, we a huge shout out to Anyco,
Mm-hmm.
who kind of served as our dev liaison in terms of helping us keep track of, like, are we taking care of our developers? Because without them, there's not a lot of point to this event. But Anyco did a great job of keeping us up to date on, are we taking care of everybody? Have we missed anybody? And I know that we had some organizational issues, just the
Yeah.
kind of standard month. We put about 3 months of growing pains into the course of about 3 days.
Yeah.
And organizationally, that was pretty rough. I
Yeah.
feel like we made it through. I don't think we left any games behind.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
If we did, let us know.
If we did, let
please.
us know, and we will fix
we will
that.
Totally fix that. Yeah.
Yes. But yes, our developers have been great. We have
Mhm.
seen some incredible games,
Mm-hmm.
some incredible creativity,
Yeah.
and I have had my love for games rekindled.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I think one thing that was also surprising to me was just the sheer number of indie games that are out. A lot were, like, there were a lot in development, but there are also a lot that are already out.
Mhm.
Some of them were for free, some of them were very affordable, and they were all super cool. It was fun to see that, because you don't get to see that, really. I mean, if you go to all of the main events, all of the big gaming things, right? And you read all of the big gaming news and the blogs and even on Twitter, unless you're following a lot of these people individually and then you have to like find them first, you wouldn't know about this kind of stuff. And I certainly didn't. And so it was really neat to see that, to see so many really cool, creative, different, some very bizarre, some very serious, really just all kinds of games. It was really neat to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our moderators, our developers, our
Yeah.
chat members, our panelists
Yes.
have been
So good.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All of you
Yeah.
individually have been fantastic. We thank you for everybody who submitted panels, whether or not we were able to show them. We thank you for everybody who came in on panels on more or less notice, generally less notice all around just because of the short timeline in general. But thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Your panels were amazing. I learned personally so much just listening.
Yeah.
A lot of panels, even where I was hosting, my thought was, I am just here to get out of the way and let these people
Mm-hmm.
say their piece.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, exactly the right choice to make.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
this, you know, I'm here, I'm broadcasting, but this is not about me at all.
Mm-mm.
This is not about Ted at
No,
all.
please don't make it about me.
It is about everybody who came
Mm-hmm.
with their little bit of something and we made stone soup.
Yeah. Yep. And that actually is a really good point because so James and I throughout the week we're kind of asking ourselves like why are we the ones who are doing all like organizing all of this, because we're just like two schmucks, right, who kind of like play games sometimes and do things every now and then. And but the great thing was that even though we might have been attempting to organize it, there were like the only reason why IndiE3 was good was because of the community, because of everybody that we mentioned, like everybody who's participating. Some of the panels that I heard were fantastic. I've like written papers about games in school to graduate, and I've read a lot of papers from academics who maybe have played like 2 games in their life, and then they sit down and they try to talk about video games. It's very clear that they don't know a whole lot, and so I got more out of these panels just thinking about these different ideas about games and their potential from these panels than from like a lot of papers that I've read about video games. So I mean, you guys, it's just high caliber material like all around, and it was because of you guys, because we were really hoping that we would set this up, get out of the way, and hopefully something would happen. And you guys made it happen.
All we
So,
did was provide the scaffolding.
yeah.
It-
Really.
it-
Fancy
it was-
Flanny in chat also wants to point out that there's more to it, and that this really represents the indie spirit, and that they want to specifically thank Sam Latinga and all the SDL contributors, whom without their efforts, their code would be littered with far more error statements.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so,
Yes.
like, everyone is working off the backs of each other as
Yep.
a larger community.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like, you know, when you're like in middle school or something and you talk about like crystallizing reactions where you drop a little seed crystal into a jar of solution and then all of a sudden a crystal appears out of nowhere.
Your middle school is cooler than mine, but
Man.
yes, I've seen it. Yeah.
Like that is kind of, I feel like all we did was we provided the seed
Mhm.
crystal
Yeah.
and then everybody else suddenly said, bam,
Mhm.
here's something beautiful.
Yeah. I think the biggest fear that I had when I saw this thing get up off the ground was that once they built the stage, that nobody would show up. Like that was like my biggest fear, because that would just be like bad. But you guys did show up, and
I
you guys
feel like
stayed.
we
and you
have the
guys-
exact opposite of that problem
Yeah, we did.
where so many folks showed up
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
quickly and in such numbers that it was an enormous Herculean
Mm.
Sisyphean task
Yeah, it was.
to keep it all straight
Mm-hmm.
and to give everybody a chance to speak.
Mm-hmm. Just
And-
to just to show, like, I mean, like, we have very optimistic people here. I'm the resident pessimist, but we have very optimistic people, and they were thinking like, yeah, maybe we'll have like 300 to 400 people watch on a good day.
Well, literally, here's a conversation
Yeah.
I had before we went live for the first time. I said,
Mm.
I was talking with TJ, and he's like, how many people are going to show up for this? And I was like, well, typically for my fighting game events, and I hate to say this because my numbers are terrible, but I'll typically have 30 to 50 people show up on an average night and
Mhm.
watch. And so if we plan for 30 to 50 people, then anything else past that is just good news.
right.
And then we turned on for the first day,
Yeah.
and within about 15 minutes, we had 1,100 people watching.
Man, it was crazy.
And we had no idea,
Right.
like,
And that
how
was
we
just
even
on the
got to
first
that
channel.
point. That was, that was just on the first channel.
Yeah.
Eventually, we settled in with about 1,000 people across both channels.
Mm-hmm.
But wow.
Yeah. It was good.
Wow.
Just
And
yeah.
but yeah, so that was not just people watching. That was also submissions and panelists and
Mhm.
discussions and
Mhm.
writers, and
Mhm.
I am still in shock at
Yeah.
how that it was possible to do this at all,
Mhm.
and B, how incredible the response from everybody has been.
Mhm. Yeah, you guys have been very, very good people. Just great, all around good people. I don't know. I'm running out of words, which is bad because I'm a writer. But you guys are just good. I mean, that's the only way I can. I mean, it's just the most all-encompassing word. You guys are just good, good, good people in
Mhm.
every way. So I'm sure you're all beautiful too. Beautiful, good people. Yeah. Yeah. Organization was pretty touch and go, and it. I think also. I've never done an event this size before. I've never participated in one like in a very active role, and
Yeah.
so um, lots of people doing things that you don't think about at first, like just making sure all the emails are answered.
Mhm.
People building spreadsheets, right? Because you need good spreadsheets to keep track of all this information, making sure that they're updated.
Mhm.
Just people communicating with each other. A lot of that was we had to figure that out very quickly, and we made mistakes, but I think overall we did okay. If we do, well, not if, but when there is a future IndiE3, hopefully, there will be definitely an, like a structure.
A much more structured
Yes,
approach to organization.
yeah, and that kind of makes me excited because IndiE3 already was pretty beyond my expectations, right? I mean, it was a really, really cool event. There was a lot of really cool things that happened, things that I was very excited about, things that I'm very happy that they happened, and that we have like footage now. Like if we can put this the panel. I think the panels are all on YouTube. I think, or we're working on that.
Most of them are. We are in the
Yeah,
process of getting everything uploaded to the new
right,
YouTube channel.
right. But I mean, like you can
Anyone who's
share
not
that.
here is probably watching this on YouTube.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's a nice thing.
That's true too.
Yep.
I mean, you can share that kind of stuff. Like if there was a panel that you really liked, because it talked about something that was very important to you, like you can go ahead and go share that. Like that's and get the news out. There's something for you
And
to
some of these
share.
panels are really groundbreaking, where you
Mhm.
literally cannot
No.
hear what is being said
Mhm.
anywhere else,
Mhm. Yeah.
and that is just amazing to me.
Yeah. And so the fact that we did this on like 3 days' notice with like a very, very skeleton crew, um, I'm really excited to see what we're gonna do next year with like an actual organization, with actual structure, with like a lot more people and volunteers and more coordination. I think we can do some really fantastic things, some really great things. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I'm not going to speculate too far into the
No.
future right now,
Mhm.
but there is one thing which I feel that we kind of have unanimous
Yeah.
agreement on, which is that next year we will not run directly opposite E3.
Yeah.
We will run the week beforehand
Yeah.
and set the bar for this industry and for this culture and for what games can do for people.
Mhm.
We will set that bar, set that high water mark,
Yeah.
and then see what everyone else does to respond to that.
Yeah.
We need to take that high ground. That is what we're about. We do not hate AAA gaming. We do not
No.
hate E3. We are not against those things, but we believe that they are not living up to their full potential,
No.
and that with indie games, with the indies, with the critics, with the commentators, with the players, with the greater culture, we can show what the possibilities are,
Yeah.
and,
Not
and
even
give them something to strive for.
Yeah, not even possibility. What we're already freaking doing, guys. I mean, you guys
Yeah,
are already
yes.
freaking doing this. You guys are just
Yeah.
amazing, and you guys are doing really cool stuff. And so it's like, hey, AAA, you guys make cool games for sure. I play a lot of them, that's for sure. But you also don't have EA get voted like the worst company twice in a row by that one website. So like, I mean, like like there's things that we can improve on, and I think we can. Yeah, I think it's actually a really kind of poignant idea that we the people who make games, are gonna set the mark for E3 to and try and match if they want to.
We'll see if they
Yeah.
show up. That would be amazing.
Actually, yeah. I mean, if you are like a AAA developer, we would love to have you.
let's talk
at
about there.
E3.
There are
Yeah,
some cool things we can talk about.
definitely. I mean, we're
If
not
you're
gonna.
an indie developer and you are at E3,
Yeah.
We're not gonna like shun you.
No.
Nothing like
No.
that. We love you too,
Yeah.
and we want to hear about what you have to say.
Yeah. Because the E3 people are also us, right? I mean, we're all the same in
Mhm.
deep down. We like to play games. And I think that describes a vast majority of the people who are at E3, like great people. And so we would love actually to have like people from the AAA come on and talk about their experiences because I'm sure they have very interesting
I'm
experiences.
sure they have
as
some
well.
real
Yeah.
insights,
And I would love to hear
and
that.
I want
actually.
yes, and E3 is not the place where they can share that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is not.
Yeah.
You know
So
who
it's
else
just not
has
the-
insights? All of the people who don't make games that we also feature.
Yeah,
All
that's
of the artists and musicians.
The artists and musicians, we love you all. For the next time we do this, I specifically am taking notes and coming up with ideas on how to better feature all of our artists and musicians. I'll take credit for the kind of half-assed job of featuring those just due to lack of time to really do a real treatment
Yeah.
of the idea.
This guy loves music
I do.
and sound stuff.
I do.
So we'll treat you right.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
I can't say too much right now, but there is some cool stuff coming, and I really want our artists and musicians to know that we love you too, and that especially going forward, you'll be a big part of what makes IndiE3 successful.
Yeah.
And IndiE3 is here to help make you successful. I know, can't say too much, but I know of at least one person who has directly gotten a job out of this
Yeah.
event, and I won't say any more than that.
Mm-mm.
But know that that is a thing that happened.
Yeah.
And I know
Simon Carlson's Kickstarter is now $4,000 above what it was about 3 days ago.
Wow, good job, everybody.
And it seems to be on its way to being funded for a song for Vigo.
Wow.
This is I'm a dad, so this is the game that, by the way, they
Yeah.
told me like don't.
Yeah,
please
we
don't watch this
we
interview.
we did not allow Ted to watch the trailer for a song for Vigo, and we
Yeah.
forbade him to watch the live panel, and we forbade him to watch the recorded panel.
Yeah, they're like
until after everything's done.
Yeah,
So
they're
Ted,
like, yeah.
after you get everything written, all our thank yous are written. You can watch that
Right.
panel,
Yes.
and you need to because it's important.
Yeah, I want to, and then I will be devastated for 2 weeks and not like leave my room probably.
Basically,
Yeah,
pretty
apparently.
much.
Yeah, so because I mean like Finding Nemo, like was like devastating.
yeah.
Like retroactively. No, it was retroactively devastating because I'm not that old. I mean, I had my kid like 7 years after Finding Nemo came out, and then I was like going through my music list, and the theme song started playing. I was just like, why are these tears? Like,
I'm sorry, Ted. I wasn't laughing at you because of Finding Nemo, but just because I know the context of a song for Vigo, and it's yep, I won't say anything else.
oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
no, I guess I will just not like be happy ever again.
Yep.
Which is
So-
like my default.
So you'll watch that, and then we'll have you play that Dragon Cancer,
oh no.
and then we'll see you in a year.
But that's what I love, right? I mean, because, like, so I'm playing Skyrim and I love it. I freaking love it. I'm just going around, like, killing dragons. But the thing is, there's just, like, no emotional connection. You know? Like, I mean, like, somebody dies, and, like, the first thing I think of is, like, oh, I can't get, like, the quest now, right? I mean, so, like, games that create that kind of emotional I love those. So I will watch and play and then just be depressed all the time. So
Sounds good.
thanks, IndiE3. You did this to me.
I also want to,
Mhm.
when we have this bit, I want to give thanks to a lot of the organizations that really stepped up from the indie scene to
Yeah.
help us out. We had Game Jolt, who hosted a game jam specifically around the idea of IndiE3, and that's what helped inspire people to make amazing stuff.
Mhm.
During that, Unity also supported us by giving people at the IndiE3 page
Mm-hmm.
free codes, a free code to the Pro Edition of Unity. And Ted, you got to go jump on that. I think it's still there.
I think we
hopefully.
might be able we'll figure something out for you.
Also, all of the people who worked on just desperately trying to write up whatever the hell was going on with IndiE3 at any given time.
Yeah.
Indie Game Mag did their dangest to keep up with what was going on in such a very, very short amount of time. And huge props to them for just doing what they could with what they were given. Also the artists, of course, and also to Chris Priestman with Warp Door. And I think, is there anyone else? on that side of things?
Gosh, so many.
Yeah, this is why I'm bad with thank yous.
Yes.
That's why I have to thank everybody, for everything, because otherwise I will just forget.
I
But
can't remember either,
yeah,
but hopefully I will very, very soon.
yeah,
Yep. Everything
yes,
will be in the written
yeah,
thank you
yeah.
if we've missed you here.
Mhm.
And if you're
Seriously.
not in the written thank you, and you should be, let us know and we will
Please.
fix that immediately.
Yeah, we will.
Oh,
'Cause,
I remember. It was Indie Haven. Indie Haven.
yes.
Huge props to
Right.
them.
Yes.
And for pulling up, that was actually really awesome and rad of them to know that there's that much support for other artists and for organized concepts. I think that that's a really important thing to have
Yeah.
support for.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
huge props to them. They made amazing stuff happen this in also the same amount of short time. And you got to check out the Indie Haven if you haven't, because they're really, really awesome.
They are. I actually didn't know about them until this, and
Yeah,
I
I
checked it
admit-
out. It's cool. It's good stuff.
as you might have been able to tell from my panel on fighting game community building, that is very much where I'm coming from in terms of connections and people and so on. And I have met so many amazing people, so many
Yeah.
new names and games and organizations
Mhm.
and podcasts, and
Yeah.
I'm still trying to keep it all straight, but it's
Yeah.
been an amazing community, and I've been so happy to make its acquaintance.
Yep. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of new people that I've met as well. Really cool people too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always fun. Meet
Yes.
cool people. I recommend meeting cool people. It's good for you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, just I don't know. It's still kind of hard for me to grasp that we actually did this, that this actually happened in such a short amount of time and was really, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I mean, statistically, it should not
This
have happened.
there
But you guys
there
did
are a lot of alternate timelines where this failed
Yes.
miserably.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
many.
And then we pitchforks and torches outside of our houses. I mean, you guys did it, and it was mostly because of you guys, not us.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
we
for
only
sure.
provided
So,
the scaffolding.
yeah. You guys did it. We did it. We beat the odds. We beat the statistics. We beat all the pessimists, including me, who said that this couldn't happen. Right? That there's no way that a bunch of strangers on the internet would get together and do this. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, we did it.
We did it, all of us together.
Yeah.
Never tell me the odds.
Channeling your inner Han Solo. I like it.
You have to sometimes. It's
Yes.
the only way through.
Just find your inner Han Solo. Yeah. Yeah, so anything else? Any
Gosh.
beautiful No.
No, we'll give it
Oh,
Ted
why
hugs.
me? I don't know why.
You're in the
No,
middle.
there's so many other people that you guys should be hugging.
There are.
Oh, really? Well, thanks, guys. Aw.
Yeah,
That's
everybody thank
nice.
Ted.
Thank
He
you.
hasn't had a lot of publicity so far, but he's been critical to the functioning of this organization.
No, I don't like publicity. That's the thing. Like commencement, I'm just like a introvert, and I don't like to be noticed, right? So like for my commencement, I'm sitting there watching how people walk, and I'm like, how do they walk? I need to walk like that because I'm self-conscious about the way I walk when I have to walk in front of people, and I'm just like walking like I can't. And then yeah, I thank you though. That's very nice of you guys. Very validating.
Yeah.
So
Yep, his
Yeah.
writing skills have been fantastic. And if you've seen
Yeah.
something that's written by us and thought, wow, that sounds really cool, Ted probably wrote it. It probably wasn't me.
and if it was like bad, then I probably wrote that too. You know, you can go ahead tweet at me. Your writing is terrible.
Yeah.
So actually, please don't tweet at me like that. That would just be depressing. I don't know, but yeah. Yeah. Any beautiful closing remarks, James? Anything touching and inspirational?
We did it.
Yeah.
Like, I
did
can't
it.
believe it.
Mhm.
We did it. And I still am coming to terms with
Yeah.
what those words mean.
I think almost every day afterwards, like we would spend like 3 to 4 hours just talking. Like it's like talk therapy, right? Like we're just like talking about what happened and just trying to figure out what happened and just processing because it's been a really wild ride and a very emotional one too. It's
Very
been
emotional.
very up and down, very crazy, just crazy ride. Memories that I will probably never forget. Some that I might want to forget, but I will now never forget, because it was an amazing experience. I was really glad to be a part of it. I'm really honored actually to be a part of it, because I don't know, I just don't feel like I deserve it. But here I am. And here you guys are, and you guys are great. You guys are fantastic. Just,
Like, where
you
did we
know,
find all these amazing people?
I know, right? Like the little
Like,
burned out star that is my heart is like now like a little star. Like a little red dwarf. I don't know what the smallest star is. A white dwarf? Quasar? I don't know. It's a thing. Yeah. So it's
but yeah,
reignited just a
yeah.
little bit.
So, gosh, I feel like we're
Yeah.
kind of talking out here at this point.
Yeah, we are.
But there are a lot more stories to be told.
Yes.
And we have both about this event,
Mm-hmm.
which I think hopefully we will get some more written material out about
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But also, there are so many topics we didn't cover
Yes.
that are going to be amazing to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we fit as much as we could into the time we had allotted to us.
Yeah.
But there is so much
Mm-hmm.
work left to do. And I don't want to commit to too much right now, but
No.
a year is too
Yeah.
long to wait.
It is.
A year is
Mhm.
too long to wait.
Mm-hmm.
And so we will be putting together something on a shorter time scale,
Yeah.
and we are still working out details on that.
Yes. Yeah, because we to be perfectly honest, we are so happy that you guys are here, that you guys paid attention, that you guys came, that you watched and participated. We don't want to let you guys feel like that this is it right until next year. We want this to continue.
Yeah.
This is a good thing, we think. This is a good thing that has happened, and we kind of want to watch it happen again on a more regular, on a smaller, much smaller, but on a more
Mhm.
regular basis than just a year.
So you guys are saying that next week, IndiE3
Ooh.
2,
You know, that's actually
The
more,
Reckoning,
more
The Hell
planning.
Reckoning.
That's more planning in a week.
That
It's more,
is,
you know,
from my perspective, where I was able to start working on this
yeah.
Sunday, 24 hours before we went live on Monday. That is
Yeah.
7 times as much planning.
Yeah.
Imagine what I can do with 7 times as
7
much
days.
planning with a full week.
That's a lot.
Imagine
It's a lot of time.
what I can do.
Yep. But no,
Yes, let's
maybe.
imagine.
We'll see. Doodly-doodly-doo.
It's going to happen tomorrow.
I will be sleeping a lot.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that. It's not about me. I won't share that story right now.
Yeah, yeah. I will be doing things, and then my son will be crawling all over me, which is like what happened.
That's
a lot of the
that's the
time in
general
IndiE3.
course of events.
Yes. If you ever meet him, he's adorable, but he's
Mhm.
a climber, and he
Yep.
thinks that you're a tree.
Yep, I was reading a book and he was just like hanging off
So
my
true.
legs
I wish
and
I
like
took a picture. It
he was
great.
just tumble over, then tumble the other direction, and then like jungle gym bars
Mhm.
and just 3-year-olds. What can you do?
Yeah, at one point, I think you were there when I was like building him something with Legos, and he's just like standing, like I'm bent over like that. And he's standing on my shoulders, and he's
Mhm.
just like, "I'm king of the world." I'm like, all right, kid, you are." Yeah. So yeah, we will definitely keep your eye on this space, right? Because
Mhm.
we're gonna do something. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna do something by.
Or
next
rather,
year.
we're gonna help.
Or we're gonna help do something.
Yeah, we're
We're
gonna help.
gonna allow things, hopefully help allow things to happen.
Yeah,
So,
we're here to facilitate.
yes.
It's not about us. But if there's something that we can do that is good,
Mm-hmm.
we will do it.
And let us know. Like, criticism and feedback was a huge help, actually.
Yeah, both positive and negative.
Yes.
Because there
yeah.
are so many things that we could have done better or
Mhm.
did poorly and needed to course correct.
Mm-hmm.
And we like to think that we were able to turn some of those around. Some of
Yeah.
those we definitely said we will survive this week and then address it.
Yeah.
And some of it I'm sure we don't even know about yet.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do know something
Yeah.
that we haven't talked about, please let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Yeah.
We
'Cause,
mean that very, very seriously.
Yeah, we want to be an organization that is responsive and listens, because we are nothing without you guys. So, you know, we want to listen. We want to try and make this better. So please, it was actually very helpful to get that middle. Like, you guys didn't wait. You guys let us know very quickly. You know, you guys are doing this wrong, or you need to work on this, or you need to focus on this. And it has helped a lot. I think without that, we would have been a very much lesser event,
Mm-hmm. I
for
agree.
sure. So yeah, you know, it's all helpful. Yeah.
I think that's about where
it,
things
yeah.
stand
Cheek
right
Monster
now.
says that we should film the behind the scenes stuff too, and I'm just thinking there were behind scenes.
The behind the scenes.
I'm pretty sure we did this all in public.
Just a
Like,
lot of like you just
yeah.
missed
Oop.
like a lot of crying and being in the fetal
Like
position.
there was crying.
There was
in
literally crying in fetal positions.
Yes,
Just like that's
very-
not a joke. Like some people were actually
extremely literally.
yeah, it was
No joke.
Yeah, you would have seen me like again. I'm running around in the street in front of my parents, and you would have seen me typing while my son is climbing all over me. I guess we could film that. It's pretty entertaining. But a lot of the behind the scenes stuff is really literally just like an apartment.
I'm tempted
of
to spin the
things.
camera here.
Yeah, maybe we should. It would maybe be a little bit. Like I'm sure people would be interested to see that. So maybe we should.
We can,
Why don't you
okay, let's
swivel
do
the
it.
camera
Okay,
up?
so warning
Yeah.
that in the last couple of days, my room is much cleaner than it was.
It's
well,
not
by
even,
somewhat.
It's not even dirty. Like
My carpets are filthy.
you're
I
like,
need to
oh, I
vacuum.
left this glass out.
Yeah. Okay. So
Anyway,
all right. So
yeah.
so let's spin it. So yeah. So this
Mhm.
this fancy green screen is not a green screen. It's just my TV. Oh
Yes.
man, you're giving me seasickness.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. There's the
and-
bookshelves that I was
yep,
talking about. Yeah.
Bookshelves.
Bowser.
Bowser, of course. Over here is the broadcast equipment, which with the whole so many cables and wires.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But we
oh man, we're gonna get like a recursive like picture in a picture in a picture.
We
and
are.
just into infinity. It's gonna be great.
But yeah, so point at
Yep.
the audio rack.
Yep.
I'm proud of that. That's part of how I keep my stuff portable because I travel around Seattle broadcasting shows.
Mm-hmm.
So, spin a little bit further. And oh, there's my front door.
Yep.
Here's my living room.
Yep.
Oh, there's Albert and the couch.
Yep.
And
There's Solon.
there's
Oh
Solon.
my goodness, what is he doing?
What is he doing? He's freaking us all out. My whiteboard, and there's my kitchen. I mean,
Yeah.
that's it.
And behind the kitchen actually is his laundry. So like he was like, oh, I can't do
Yeah,
laundry because we're doing laundry.
Yeah, I could
free
not
was
do
the
laundry
joke.
while the mics were on
Nope.
because it would all get picked up.
Yep.
And so, yeah,
Yeah. Now you have seen
Yeah,
the
yeah.
behind the curtain.
Yep.
And
that's it. I mean,
yeah.
that's my apartment. That's all of it, really.
yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
just like 2 bedrooms and
yeah,
that's it. And one of the bedrooms, by the way, was just a computer at a desk and people typing at it, trying to get stuff done.
yeah.
for
It's
IndiE3.
like,
so I mean, it was.
yeah, basically, I left my door unlocked for the entire time this event was running, and just whoever was needed was here.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they're crashed on the couch because the couch had to go in the
Yes.
kitchen for the event,
Mhm.
or maybe they were crashed in one of the bedrooms. But this was,
Yeah.
this is where we did it.
Yep.
This is where it all happened.
This is where the magic happened.
And
And
yeah.
hopefully next year it will not be. I mean, as lovely as James's apartment is, we could do better. I think.
yeah, there are
Hopefully we can be in a space that doesn't impede on his laundry schedule for one, right? So
yeah.
hashtag laundry free.
Hashtag laundry
which is
free.
our-
Yes.
Yeah, that was the event that only the exclusive people could be at. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Watch him do laundry.
I liked when I saw one of the organizers who was remote said, "Oh, they're having a party over there. I wish I could be there." And I'm like, "The party is I'm asleep on the couch."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think Ted is just collapsed in a chair.
Yes.
That was the party.
That was yeah, because I remember I came came over after my graduation, and had like a plate of cheesecake. Because James apparently made me buy the cake. What's up with that?
You said you
Anyway,
were coming, and I
He
believe
said
I just said bring cake.
bring cake.
that
Which
was
I mean,
dinner
like,
for us.
for
that was
him,
great.
like he left his apartment like once this entire week
I literally the
Yeah.
entire week of the show left my apartment once
for 10 minutes.
for 10 minutes to buy a cupcake.
yes.
And I worried about spending that time because I had other things to be doing.
yeah, it was
that was 1 week ago today.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
yeah, it was a brutal schedule, and
It was, yes.
yeah, so we're
If,
just like
if the
eating-
show was live, I was attending to it.
yeah, and we were just
Um,
eating cheesecake, like half asleep, eating cheesecake, and being like, yay. it was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
This
it's-
has been utterly insane.
Yeah.
And I hope that we never have to do it this way again.
No, like yes.
I feel a few
Yeah.
gray hairs having come in
Mm-hmm.
and
I know I have
some
a couple new
some
ones, yeah.
emotional scarring
Yeah, for sure.
and at the same time
Mm,
some joy as well.
yeah, it was. Oh man, super. Just I can't. It's hard for me to describe.
Yeah,
It was a very cool thing that happened. Really cool. You guys disappointed me, the pessimist in me. You disappointed him. I'm okay with that. You guys came through.
Screw your pessimism, Ted.
Yeah, I'm
Just-
trying to like keep it on the down low. Right.
We
I mean,
love
because then my
you.
son when he grows up and he's like asking me questions, like, oh, like how far away is the sun? 93 million miles. It's gonna burn out soon.
right.
Right? Just everything burns out someday, son. Just remember that. Nah, I'm actually a pretty happy guy, usually. Just pessimistic.
Hey, James, do you plan on swapping to a green screen?
I like my TV.
Not on your life.
Yeah, green screen. I like. In some ways, I feel like the production value that I brought kind of hurt us in some ways because it made us look like a much bigger organization
Yeah.
than we are.
Mhm.
It's literally a GIF on a TV.
Yes, this is it's actually a 10 or 20-second royalty-free video on loop that just runs.
Even better.
Yeah, it's just
I'm just a guy in blue hair and a blazer.
Oh man.
yeah, this is just Media Player Classic running a loop for a week. It's not a green screen, it's just
Yeah.
but it looks really good.
Yeah, it
I'm
does.
pleased.
Yeah, green
It
screen.
came out well.
Green screen is hard to do right,
Mhm.
and you have to like put in a lot of time and money. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we haven't really talked a lot about production, what we're gonna do next year, or
Yeah.
what we're gonna do future. But
all my
you know.
fancy animated titles.
Oh, Winters is
but-
typing in chat that we got the dev team talking about inclusive things like gender issues and ableism, and that's the most amazing thing that we could have done.
That's awesome.
And that other people are commenting that they didn't quite understand how big the indie scene was, or at least
Yeah.
who is kind of enveloped by the spirit of indie. And I don't even think we scratched the surface of it, honestly.
No, we only
Also, Svetlana asks whether we were wearing pants, and some days is the answer.
I am wearing pants right now.
I am currently wearing pants,
Yeah.
although my socks are kind of iffy at the moment.
I am not wearing socks right now.
Yeah.
I can't wear sandals, but
Scandaloso.
I know.
But yeah, I don't have a really fancy TriCaster for doing animated graphics. That's
Yeah.
all code written by myself to animate titles and transitions.
Mhm.
That's me. I wrote that.
Yep.
And press 7 on the numpad. That code right there, I wrote Friday night before this started. What did you do?
Oh, you broke it.
I
son.
don't know. I
You broke
don't-
it. Press 1.
Okay.
You press a
Broke.
different one.
You broke
I
everything.
just pressed one, man.
Press 0, then 1.
That was awesome. I
There
found a
we
bug in
go.
your code, dude.
You apparently pulled up one of my. It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter. Show's over.
It
doesn't matter.
That's it.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Shut it all down.
This is why I don't let anybody else touch it. No.
Shut it all down. Yep. So. Oh, so thank you.
Yes.
Really, I mean, we are really overwhelmed by all of this. By just the support and the love, and the time that you guys put in.
Mhm.
Just
Can I share an anecdote?
yes, please.
So, on Wednesday we built our big army of IndiE3 POs.
Mm-hmm. That's what we called them.
Yep. And apparently they had their own chat
Yeah.
that I was not privy to, but they were organizing and scheduling. And at one point, I think on Thursday or Friday, I got an email saying, "Hey, this is the mods for like a 2.5 hour time period. We're only going to have one person on duty, so like, please just be aware." And I was like, "Okay, I'll pay more attention." And I sent that email. And I said, "Thanks for the heads up." But what I really was thinking was, they set up shifts.
Yeah.
What? That's amazing.
Oh, it was.
Like, thank you. And a little bit later on, I got an email saying, "Oh, hey, no worries. It turns out this one other person
Yeah.
got off work, and so we're gonna have 2 people on duty anyway."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Wow." I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you don't even see that kind of organization in like big places with a lot of people. Because I've helped at a couple conventions. I mean, it's chaotic.
yeah. I mean,
So
we are not convention newbies.
yeah,
the lot of us. We've
It-
all
yeah.
been involved in an event organization before, but this had an awful lot of new things about it,
Yeah.
and an awful lot of things that I would have caused the general expectation to be failure.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow we pulled through and
Yeah.
did it
Mm.
through the generosity and magnanimity,
Yeah.
I think is the word, of people across the internet.
Yeah. And maybe it's because it was a community of indies where we kind of have that, like, just do it spirit, right? Like, just go and get it done kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why. I don't know. But you guys just definitely came in and you delivered. And it was just great. It was, yeah. You guys are fantastic. And hopefully we will come back soon. And we will all convene and do cool things again.
There's so much
Yeah.
left to talk about and to do
Yes.
and to show off.
Hmm?
There is so much. We
Yeah.
could have been running for a month like that and not hit it all.
Yeah.
We might not have survived.
Mhm.
but-
So yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna try and get a system up soon in terms of submitting things like ideas, game stuff, panel ideas,
Panels,
or just
music,
even just
art.
regular ideas. Like if
And-
you have
yeah.
an idea of something that we haven't done,
Mhm.
like please do not let the previous event, constrain your imagination. There is a lot of potential here for a lot of really cool things, and if you have an idea, like share it with us. That
Yeah,
we would
we-
love it.
We here kind of
Mm.
pioneered the virtual conference
I guess.
format. I
I
mean,
guess it's
I
never
feel
been
like we
done.
kind of invented something new here,
Yeah, maybe.
which is
yeah.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it in part. I mean, we are inspired by academic conferences and things like Critical Proximity, where they're streaming their panels.
Mhm.
That was a huge influence on
Right.
this project. Also, from our past experience doing real conferences like the Penny Arcade Expo and
don't call them real, just
SoccerCon.
call them geographically
I guess
oriented.
I mean real as in
yeah.
physically
Embodied,
embodied.
conferences.
right? Embodied.
the
conferences.
physical conferences.
Actual,
FizCon.
actual space is, I believe, the new term that a lot of academics are using.
Okay, so actual
versus
live.
virtual space.
Okay,
right?
actual space.
Actual
And-
space and yeah.
But-
That was
Yeah.
kind of amazing thing.
But I feel like we pioneered some things,
Yeah.
and the format is incredibly flexible
Yeah, it
because
is.
anybody can attend
Mm-hmm.
and anybody can present without the limitations of geography or finance or ability. It is bring what you can and take what you need.
Yeah. It's cool. It was fun to see a lot of people that I've never ever seen before talk about games in very smart, new, fun ways. I learned a lot. Definitely has got me thinking a lot about games that I would like to make in the future and all that jazz. So it was kind of cool to have that open to everybody approach that I think we're going to try really hard to keep.
Yes.
And if we lose it, please let us know, and we'll
Yes.
try and rectify that as soon as possible.
But yeah, we've only barely touched what we can do.
Yeah.
What all of us can do
Yeah.
together.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many amazing things in store. We just need to find them.
The power lies within you.
Yep.
You guys. Inside. Just let it go. Just release it.
I have to let go of that pessimism and
Yeah.
and try believing.
I'm a happy person. I'm
Mhm.
happy that it happened. I'm a lot more optimistic. I'll admit to that. So
All right, I'm gonna play you guys off.
Okay.
do it, please.
You guys
Get
are
us
great.
out of misery.
All right. All right. So one last lineup. Oh,
Yeah.
Come over here, Solon.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll scoot over here. But yeah, here's everybody. Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to be in here
Yeah.
too. Okay.
So what? Here is the what? No. Ask first,
Yeah.
and then I'll say
Come
no.
on.
But at least you would have
Be-
asked.
Be a little
Um,
reasonable, man. Come on. Seriously.
But yeah, here is your team. Well, part of your team
Part of.
here at the IndiE3 HQ here
Yep.
in Redmond, Washington. There are so many more here locally who are not here tonight. In particular, Rachel
Mhm.
and Dancel
Yep.
and TJ, and I
Mhm.
know I'm forgetting people.
Angelo,
Angelo for
yeah.
certain, and Sean,
Mhm.
and Phil, and David, and all of you
Yeah.
like who have been here, whether for a day or an evening or just passing through. Without each of us, this would not have succeeded.
Yeah.
Everybody was here in a critical moment when
Yeah.
only they could do what they did.
This was finals week for like most everyone.
Yes, it was.
Terrible time to choose.
It was
Yeah.
finals week, yeah. You're just lucky I didn't have finals, just papers and
Yeah.
graduation and Father's Day.
Yeah, we literally Ted literally left his commencement ceremony early.
One of them, yeah.
One of them
Yes, I did.
to handle
Yeah.
critical things for IndiE3.
This is all right. This is fun. This is more fun, you know.
Yeah.
So, sorry, chin
Yes.
department.
Oh yeah. Just, well, the end of commencement, everyone just gets drunk. And
Yeah, it's true. I
Goes
was
down
like,
the
eh.
street, goes into the streets actually, and just drinks under the bridge because that's what we do in Chid.
That is chid. That is so chid.
So you didn't miss anything for you.
Chid. I love chid. Shout out to that department. So,
But yeah, from all of us here
yeah.
in the room, here in Seattle, here around the world, here at IndiE3, thank you. We couldn't have done it without your help and support.
Mhm.
And we hope that we can live up to doing this again,
Yeah.
only more so, only better. And on that note, I guess we'll leave you with that.
I guess we're
Thank you,
signing off.
everybody. It has been truly, what is the word?
Overwhelming
It's been overwhelming, but it's been
in a
truly,
very good way. Yeah.
yeah, it's been overwhelming. It's been truly, I can't.
Yeah. It's hard to describe.
Yeah, there aren't words for that.
No.
But thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
So.
take us on out. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
It's been amazing, phenomenal.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Or maybe we won't.
Oh, we will. We will.
Oh, but maybe we won't.
Oh, Solon, get out of here.
Get out of that chair.
Get
I'm
outta
gonna take
here.
that microphone away.
Just walk out that door.
You cannot silence me.
Buy us a pie. Walk out that door
Yeah.
and buy us a pie, Solon.
All right. Good night, everybody. It's been amazing. All right, folks. One last time, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to let some music play for a while, courtesy of Fregato, and then we will go dark for a while. But keep an eye on things. Our work is not done.
We're never coming back.
Hush you. But we are going to go get some food. And
Everything's closed already.
you're right.
You guys thanked people too long.
It's true. We're in Redmond and everything shuts down an hour ago. We'll figure something out.
We're gonna starve.
We're not going to starve.